This guy's a man of few words. So here's his introduction. Lwam is a medical student. Give it up for Lwam.
Hi everybody, thank you. It is true what Joel said, I am a medical student. I'm learning so many things in medical school. I'm graduating in May. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I am learning so many things in medical school, you won't believe it. Like just last week actually, I was in the operating room and I learned that I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to be a doctor. And it's painful discovery because I spent so long to get here. I'm 34 years old. I'm in my 13th year of post-secondary education. 13 years. And this is the story of my education. I finished high school and I thought I wanted to be an actor. So I went to theater school, I finished that, and then I'm like, oh, you know, I need to get a practical education. So I went to university and to get a practical degree, and 4 years later I ended up with a philosophy degree. So now I'm like, oh, now I need to make money. I have theater philosophy. What am I going to do? So I went to law school. I don't know if there are any lawyers in the house. Did I see? I recognized somebody from my law school. I did. That's right. U of T, right?
Yes.
U of T. And to me, going to law school at University of Toronto was a very expensive way to discover that I didn't want to be a lawyer. Very expensive. So I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? So I'm in medical school, don't want to be a doctor. And not only do I not want to be a doctor, but you don't want me to be your doctor. The reason why I know this is because some of the things that go through my mind, like for example, I'm in the operating room, right? I'm spending all day with a doctor, shadowing this doctor. You know, when you have a surgery, they put you to sleep, they put a camera down your throat so you can breathe. And I'm supposed to be interested in the drugs and the medicines and the procedures, but really the question that's going through my mind is human life worth saving? Like really, why am I trying so hard? You see what people are doing. Why? You don't want a doctor who questions the value of human life. You don't want me to be your doctor. You don't want a doctor who, if you go to them with a cold, is going to be like, well, I can offer you Tylenol, cough syrup, or physician-assisted death. You don't want me to be your doctor. And it's like, but I've decided I'm going to finish what I started. I'm going to become a doctor. I'm going to go into psychiatry. I'm going to go because I'm interested in mental health. I find those problems very compelling, and I don't like to touch people. In fact, if you meet a psychiatrist who likes to touch people, that's a creepy psychiatrist. So I'm going to go into psychiatry, and also I relate to people who have mental health issues. You know, I've gone through some dark times in my life where, you know, I remember once in particular I was at home, I was alone, I was sad, and I was thinking like, what's the point? And I was thinking like, maybe I should just end it. Maybe I should end my life. And then I found a photograph of my mother and I. And I looked at this photograph and I was like, no, look at this photo. How could I kill myself? I am way too handsome to kill myself. I am way too... No, sorry, that's a weird joke. So I'm going to go into psychiatry, and one of the things that gets me down, though, is one of the things that depresses me, you know, is racism. And this last U.S. election, it kind of made me lose my mind. I don't know if it did the same to you, but I was kind of hoping that America would never have another straight white male president. I thought Bush was going to be the last. I thought we were going to go from a black man to a white woman, and then the trend would keep going. We'd have a gay person, then a transgender person, then a Canadian. I thought it would keep, but anyway, whatever. Next president's going to be white, but Jesus will always be black. Jesus will always be black. The only problem I have with a black Jesus is the idea of white people putting up pictures of a black man hanging from a cross. It makes me a little uncomfortable. Maybe Jesus, maybe he should be white. Maybe. The other problem I have with a black Jesus is I don't believe in Jesus. Although I like the idea of the cross training. Gee, that's a good one. So you know, that's been getting me down, and racism has followed me to medical school. I thought I could escape medical school, escape racism, right? If I was a doctor, no one would be racist against me, right? I'm a doctor. But no, it follows me into the hospital everywhere you go. In fact, you go in the hospital, you kind of assume who is a doctor and who isn't based on the color of their skin, right? I mean, I remember once I was in the hospital and I walked into a room and I see this janitor, and then I realized, no, I'm not looking at a janitor. I'm looking in the mirror.